I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark. Hi everyone, happy Scorpio full moon. Getting your readings posted up. Wanted to take a moment to let you know that the April Spring Special is still going on until the end of this month, until the 30th of April. So take advantage with this full moon reading. If you would like to get your ego soul reading, that is your Western astrology, your moon sign, your Sabian symbol, when you were actually born. All of that is really important because you want to see what actual phase the moon was in when you were born, and what is the vibratory frequency of your emotional state as it relates to your intuitive sense and your Vedic astrology. And so your Vedic astrology is going to look at that, as well as the nakshatra of your moon, which is going to really give you greater insight for these readings. So people are taking advantage of that. That's awesome. This is very important at this particular time. We're talking about Aries vernal spring season and this Scorpio full moon season, which is about this rebirth, this regeneration, so that we shed everything that's old, moving into the new. That being said, the energies for the particular celestial combinations and conjunctions and transits that are occurring now, that I'll go into a little bit in your reading. Of course, we focus on the lunar energies. And so generally for your collective celestial unconsciousness of your moon sign, we'll talk about it. But it's more of an upgrade now, I would say, from who you have been and what you have been working with to manifest what your initiatives are. Okay, from the Aries new moon wishes for the new moon in Aries that were just posted for the new moon reading. So if you want to go back and look at that, go to greatmotherspeaks.info underneath the vlog tab to see your suggested new moon readings from your new moon reading in Aries. We're going to follow that through to this full moon and look at what Great Mother is saying about the rebirth and regeneration that is occurring as a result of that seed being planted for you at this time. Now, they were suggested, and so you will have your own new moon wishes, or you probably don't have any at all. If this is your first time watching Great Mother Speaks, we are looking at how we can experience our divinity as children of the Great Mother, Father, God, by utilizing the energies within us. We are made of stardust in order to always stay in the reality that we are dearly loved children of the Great Mother, Father, God, who are never condemned or left alone. That is often taken away from us when we especially experience alienation or estrangement from our birth mother. I specialize as a life coach in mama drama trauma. And so this channel is really designed as a supportive tool. It gives supplemental information and tips to my clients and people who may have mama drama trauma or love those who do. My particular brand of it is that I was born to a very loving woman, as all of us are. She expresses her love in various ways, which we see throughout the deck, the various gods and goddesses. We all have our own unique combination of energy as children of the Great Mother, Father, God, as my mother did. Excellent mother. The best. As an adult, I experienced a woman who developed a severe addiction to alcohol. And this is where the onset of my MDT took hold, okay, as an adult woman. And so I have had both worlds, and the individual that is my mother is a stranger to me. I don't know who that person is. I am open to healing that relationship as I have healed myself, and I have assisted others in healing their mama drama trauma. There may be closure in this lifetime, there may not be, but I am continually learning the lessons. And as it relates to this full moon in Scorpio, the rebirth and regeneration for me has had to do with upgrading my particular brand of loving detachment to being even more open to reconciliation. I don't feel that it will occur. There has been no indication of that other than in my interior space, Great Mother speaking to me that for my emotional health, balance, and clarity in my life moving forward, it's very important that I open my heart and expand my heart more to that possibility, as opposed to staying in the protective mode of, okay, I'm okay, I've accepted this is the reality, I'm moving on with my life. Okay, and so Great Mother continues to work with us throughout our lives. This is what I'm seeing with clients and readings that I've been doing about this full moon energy coming up. And so for your reading, you will get a recap on the suggested 5 wishes from the Aries new moon coming forward to this Scorpio full moon. I want to also let you know that Uranus is leaving Aries from its 7-year transit into Taurus on the 15th of May, which is also the new moon in Taurus. So this particular lunar cycle from Aries new moon to Taurus new moon is very, very important, because we're going to begin to have a real soul unction to seed what the desires we have been working on, how we have identified ourselves over the last 7 years. So again, just using myself as an example, how I've re-identified myself as someone who has survived MDT and now has been supporting others to live in loving detachment from their mother so that they can heal their own MDT. Now with Uranus moving into Taurus, it's about seeding that, planting that as a value in your life, and the financial benefits of that, the physical experience of that. Okay, I'm getting more interaction with people. For example, with the Mama Drama Trauma Support Group, you can go to the link on online bookings if you want to become a part of that. Anyone can be a part of that on Monday and Sunday and Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So much going on, see? And for you, it's probably a lot going on as well with this transition from Aries into Taurus. So I want to let you know that with that, even though Scorpio is in its full moon phase, your particular moon sign may be in its waning crescent phase or its balsamic moon phase. It may be in its first quarter moon phase during this lunar cycle from Aries new moon to Taurus new moon. Okay, Scorpio is in full moon phase. Okay, if you're Capricorn, you're waning crescent. You know, Sagittarius, well, a smaller waning crescent. You know, and et cetera, et cetera. And so I'm going to start talking about how those energies affect your reading, because I'm seeing through the readings that I'm doing that really also has a tremendous effect on present real-time issues, which is what we address each new and full moon reading. I also want to let you know that because this is the reading before Mother's Day, that I will continue the special for those of you who are mothers or who are experiencing mama drama trauma and want to have a reading, or you want to give the reading to someone who is wanting to heal their own mama drama trauma. So only for individuals who are interested in learning more about mama drama trauma does the Lunar and Great Mother Speaks reading special from regularly $85 and $65 to $50 extend from April 30th. So Mother's Day, I believe, is the second Sunday in May. Is it the second or first? Whatever Mother's Day is. Up until Mother's Day, you can still book for MDT related issues or questions in your life that you're wanting to heal as a Mother's Day gift from me to you. So with no further ado, these are your Scorpio full moon readings. Well, hello, Capricorn, Aquarius moon people. Welcome to your Scorpio full moon reading 2018. This is a Libra Scorpio full moon, Libra in the sidereal, the soul astrology, Scorpio in the Western, the ego earth-centric astrology. Everything is seen from the perspective of the earth, even as earth itself moves through the cosmos and the constellations. And so we also integrate the Vedic astrology. We call it the soul astrology because it is a universal perspective. The soul comes in from a universal perspective, incarnating into an ego experience in which we have emotions that locate, or the GPS for the soul, in this realm and in this experience. And the soul communicates to the ego through its intuition. We look at that through the sidereal astrology. So you want to check the links below to confirm that, in fact, you are Capricorn in the sidereal. There is a 24-degree precession of difference in those signs. And for most, again, it is Capricorn, Aquarius, sidereal, Western astrology. For some, you will be Aquarius in both the Western and Vedic astrology. That's important because this full moon in Libra in the sidereal is in your 10th house, and the 10th house in the Western as well. But it has a particular vibratory, intuitive response from this 10th house energy coming from Libra into that Capricorn that is saying that you are downloading information in a very useful, practical, pragmatic way that is assisting you at this time in balancing your emotional life, in allowing you to release what no longer serves you in your professional relationships perhaps as well. But it has to do with this practicality. It has to do with, now that you are 3 months into your lunar new year, since your New Year report, Capricorn, Aquarius moon people, being in this state of the waning crescent with Aquarius at this particular time during this particular lunar cycle. So as we look at what Great Mother is saying to you, and of course the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck is designed for my clients of mama drama trauma, people who are experiencing or have experienced the condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and or physical trauma in cases where the mother is unable, unwilling, or unavailable to heal. I support individuals in living and loving detachment. These readings are based on the 49 scenes of The Wizard of Oz, and Dorothy is, of course, the poster child of Mama Drama Trauma, and specifically with regard to Great Mother channeling this deck to me, healing from it through her Yellow Brick Road journey to learn how to live in loving detachment. You are approaching this full moon with an attitude of embracing your shadow. This full moon is all about that inner wisdom, that insight, that Great Mother, Holy Spirit, that knowing what you know about yourself and accepting that, which is wonderful because your suggested new moon wishes were having to do with releasing the tendency to self-abandon. I see here that since seeding that 2 weeks ago in the Aries new moon, Capricorn, Aquarius new moon people, that now you are embracing the shadow. You are not abandoning who you truly see yourself to be, whether it's something that others would judge as good or bad, or even yourself, but you are allowing yourself to integrate portions of yourself, again, that is about forgiveness and letting go of that tendency. The moon is in your 10th house, and so this is a personal reward. This is a personal wish fulfillment from the new moon wish. Jupiter is conjunct this full moon in Libra, Scorpio, and that tells us that this is really being amplified. You're really coming through this full moon as a cleansing for you of this kind of past tendency to self-abandon. Your new moon wishes also that were suggested had to do with wanting to easily find yourself acting on your constructive inner impulses. And so the androgyne card in the position of your transformational opportunity has to do with you being able to constructively act on what you've been intuiting through this double yang symbol yin card, your primal yin yang energy, the law of destiny and free will, really pursuing what your soul came here to do, and really making sure that intuitive impulse is being constructively responded to. Yang is about action, isn't it? It's about initiative. And Mars rules the nakshatra Chitra, which is what Libra is in at this time. So you have a lot of Martian energy. Mars is in Sagittarius Capricorn, which is what Saturn is in right now. So you have a lot of very masculine energy that is supporting this transformational state that you're in of self-reward, of self-wishes, internal wishes, of you balancing that internal space for you, Capricorn, Aquarius, Moon people. Great Mother doesn't want you to overlook that in this waning crescent energy of Aquarius. And what I mean by that is if you look at the lunar cycle for this entire period from the Aries new moon to the Taurus new moon, which includes this Scorpio full moon, you'll find that the position of Aquarius during this time was looking like this. This is the download period, the release period, the evaluation, the reflection and recuperation period after the ending of the lunar cycle. And the self-inquiry card is all about you being able to do that in a way that incorporates Earth Father energy, which is about discipline, self-discipline, that again, that wish to act on the constructive impulses that you have from your soul, what you are intuiting to develop your life in a way that is taking initiative to accept yourself as you are, to stop self-abandoning so that you can find yourself living in that space of trusting your inner impulses. And, that father energy, that secure in himself, masculine yang energy, that's what we're talking about for you, this Libra, Scorpio, full moon, Capricorn, Aquarius, moon people. This is an energy that has a lot to do with releasing. So perhaps because this is third quarter energy here in this card, letting go and forgiving others or even yourself because of this shadow card, that will allow you to focus more on who you truly are. And maybe that does require you to ask yourself, are these downloads that I'm getting, the intuitive downloads that I'm receiving from this Libra energy, really supporting me to be and to do who I want to be and what I want to do in my life? And so maybe some questions having to do with really knowing whether or not you are being overly sensitive to how others are feeling with regard to what you should do and what you shouldn't do, or if you are being overly aggressive in doing what you want to do. Kind of finding your space with that is assisted through self-inquiry. Self-inquiry is a general overarching concept that has to do with questioning anything that makes you question your divinity, that makes you question that you are a divine child of the Great Mother, Father, God. And Mama Drama Trauma does that, which is why we focus on divinity. We focus on being dearly loved children of the Great Mother, Father, God, who were never condemned, judged, or left alone. That angelic guidance, ancestral support that we all have comes into question when we question whether or not we are worthy. And what could make us question that but a conditioning of the mind that comes through an estrangement from Great Mother? And so Earth Father energy really is designed to materialize a type of discipline that allows us to not operate from a negative default, but to take the initiative to own our divinity despite appearances. This is the scene in The Wizard of Oz when Dorothy says, when she returns home and everyone's surrounding her bed, this is actually Scarecrow, Zeke, the farmhand. And I think his name is Hickory. Yeah, this is Hickory, the farmhand that was Scarecrow. And he says to her, "Do you remember me?" And so self-inquiry is about remembering our divinity, remembering that those that we share this life with may appear one way on the yellow brick road journey of life, the technicolor, physical, extrasensory experience to be one thing, and the soul self, again, the sidereal experience, how we connect with each other, the Vedic soul expansive experience of how we connect to one another, and then in the physical black and white world, a completely different other way, but it's the same soul, it's the same energy, it's the same self. And so what is being reflected to you at this time, Capricorn, Aquarius, Moon people, with this sun in your 4th house of Aries, Taurus? What is being grounded for you in terms of domesticity, in terms of maternal connection? What is coming through for you? Because it's in the nakshatra in Aries in the sidereal of Bharani, which is load bearing. It's carrying a load. Are you still carrying a load of self-abandonment and not really following your free will at this time because you don't have the discipline to do so? Or are you on the other end of the continuum where you really are embracing the shadow of carrying and bearing this load of others and their negativities so that you don't make any waves, and you are doing it in such a way that you're going inward and you are following the law of destiny and free will, and you are emotionally, consciously acting on self-acceptance. You're acting on those soul impulses to take care of yourself. You also wish to easily find yourself consciously aware of yourself and accepting yourself and walking the earth as a beautiful person. Are you doing all of that internal work so that you do have the discipline? Look at those new moon wishes again at greatmotherspeaks.info under the tag vlog for your Aries new moon wishes. Those are posted for you. They are very instructive for this reading today. Because the Lilith card is telling us that this personal power that's coming through for you in this balsamic moon phase, right before the full moon, right before it goes completely light, is Lilith. And that's a gut chakra card. And so personal power card is when Glinda the Good Witch gives Dorothy the ruby red slippers and immediately the Wicked Witch comes to try to take them away. And so on some level, there may be a feeling that even though you are moving forward, there's someone trying to pull it away, or energetically you have this Mars and Saturn in your 12th house. And so maybe you're feeling a pull back toward old habits or old behaviors, or you're reflecting on them in ways that are making you feel a little insecure. What Great Mother's saying is that what you're feeling is your power, and that may be making you feel uncomfortable. That may be a new thing for you, but it's a reward, like the ruby red slippers. They were a gift for her to have the power to endure and to succeed in her journey. And so that's what this is for you, Capricorn, Aquarius, Moon people. And many of you are already very aware of this, because I see that even in your shadow position, you have the Moses card here. And so you have all this gut chakra energy. Of course, with the gut chakra card, we have the antenna going up the gut, don't we? And that antenna meets directly with the antenna of the third eye. So we have the emotion, the confidence, the esteem, that visceral response of instinct and survival directly connected to the third eye of that higher soul survival. And so there's a connection here that is indicating that those new moon wishes of finding yourself consciously aware of yourself, accepting yourself, and walking the earth using that constructive inner impulse is really where you're at right now, that you are not self-abandoning. You are learning and living the law, which is that ego soul connection, that ego soul alignment. That's in your shadow position though, so you may not realize it. You may not be fully aware that you are aligning. Again, that's the source of whatever discomfort that you're having, is that feels new for some of you, this alignment. It's a very powerful
powerful energy. And so if you have been self-abandoning for some time, not really pursuing your higher unction, okay, and so you have this full moon in Scorpio in your 10th house, which is all about your soul's fulfillment of why it incarnated, and you actually pursuing that. You have this Saturnal energy in your 12th house. And so it's retrograde at this particular time. I don't really like to talk about retrogrades in general readings, but that would indicate that there's tremendous reflection about what your soul came here to do at this time, and maybe some realignment because of your conscious choice to align at this time. So those of you who watch Great Mother Speaks channel, you are actively working with these internal energies, and she's speaking directly to you about what is manifesting as a result. And so this is really, really exciting. I look at your wishes and I see another suggested wish during the Aries new moon for you is to easily find myself behaving in ways that allow blank, fill in the blank, to see who I am and respect me. Maybe that's you, because underneath the approach of this full moon card, embrace the shadow, is take responsibility. So maybe it was you that you are seeing and respecting yourself anew by taking responsibility for your journey. Another gut card. You are really feeling it right now, Capricorn, Aquarius moon people. You are feeling a lot of emotions. If it has you on the other end of the continuum again, where this is making you very uncomfortable, again, the gut chakra in the emotional, the Western astrology, is really ruled by Cancer. Okay, Cancer has to do with the breast, but it also has to do with the stomach. And so maybe, again, with this 4th house energy of the sun, shining a light on this, maybe some, maybe some stomach upset issues, maybe, maybe issues with soreness of the breast, possibly could be affecting you at this time if you are not taking responsibility for your journey. This is Follow the Yellow Brick Road card. This is when the Munchkins are singing to Dorothy, Follow the Yellow Brick Road. And this is about being ushered on to your journey, being ushered on into your wishes of self-respect, regardless of what those inconvenient self-truths may be. Loving all of yourself, just like the Great Mother, Father, God energy offers and does for all of us. And so these wishes, again, I want to initiate a happy new beginning in my relationship with blank, with yourself, because we see here in the release position, the Jesus card. Releasing this energy of the law of divine guidance and guardianship has to do with releasing the idea of being alone. Again, that's another principle of divinity. We are never alone. So maybe feeling alone in this process, not really feeling the power that you have through your intuitive guidance. That Great Mother's given Dorothy the ruby red slippers, which symbolize in the Great Mother Speaks deck her birthright. We all have the birthright to be happy, healthy, and whole. And so she's bestowed those ruby red slippers for her journey, despite the fact that there's a dark energy around her. It doesn't matter. We're never alone. Doesn't matter how dark the energy is. It can be as dark as 1,000,000 nights. We are never alone. You are not alone in this process. You are being completely supported, as we see with your top card here, above your personal power and your guidance card, in the law of destiny and free will. You're being completely supported in your soul expression at this time. We do not incarnate to fail in that purpose. It's just a matter of using our free will to align with it, should we choose, again, to do so, align with that destiny. In our Mama Drama Trauma support group meeting this week, the theme was the destiny and fate, the fate and destiny of Mama Drama Trauma. So those of us who are born with this birth mother experience of the mother projecting unhealed aspects of herself onto the child, causing emotional and or physical trauma, is our fate. It is in our cosmic calculus. It is in the cards, so to speak. But it is not our destiny. The law of destiny and free will says that you do have a choice to align with what your destiny truly is. MDT is simply an experience, an experiential growth tool that the soul has in order to develop in self-love and spiritual independence. Okay, so in order to facilitate this acceptance of soul guidance and guardianship, Great Mother is saying that for you, Capricorn, Aquarius, Moon people, this does require a level of surrender that is represented by the Yemiya card, the heart chakra, first quarter moon card. There may be a tendency at this time to revert back to old behaviors, old addictions, old friendships, old companionships at this particular time. And obviously it is the season of Mother's Day. And so many of us are still in close relationships with our mothers. And no matter how toxic they are, some of us are not living in a actual physical or emotional loving detachment. We are still involved, and especially on this day with our mothers. And so Great Mother is saying just to surrender your heart, just to just know that your highest will is to follow through with accepting the guidance and the cosmic support that you have through Mars, the action-oriented planet that is conjunct Saturn now in Sagittarius and Capricorn in your 12th house is a release. It is a, kind of an isolating energy. That's probably why you're feeling alone. And you may be feeling alone at this time. You may be feeling misunderstood. And that may be why you are reverting back to old addictions, obviously reverting back to old roles and behaviors when you're put into that environment. But remember your new moon wishes. I want the practice of abandoning myself easily lifted from me. So that doesn't mean that you have to abandon yourself. Just embrace the shadow. And that's the inconvenient truth. I cannot let this day go by without acknowledging and spending time with my mom. I'm not at that place where I can say that I need to take care of myself. I'm not there. And as a matter of fact, that's really not even necessary for me. Everyone's MDT healing journey is very different. And so just recognize whatever that shadow is for you. And if it's bringing up for you these tendencies to not be able to act on what your heart needs. First quarter is all about action. If you're not being able to act on it, then just know that it's time for you to really embrace that shadow so that you can release the practice of abandoning yourself. There does have to be at some point a decision made to take care of yourself in order to heal from NDT. And that is what Great Mother's coming through. And she's saying, surrender to the process, be patient with yourself, be loving as you initiate the discipline to do that. Inquire, is it true when those thoughts of unworthiness come up? Perhaps maybe some toxic behaviors or attitudes or words are being said to you that make you question your divinity. You ask whether or not it's true. Again, the work of Byron Katie, I always suggest that. Search that here on YouTube for you to work through some of those pain thoughts that cause you to stay stuck in the cycle. Mama Drama Trauma is a cycle. The outcome for you is Adi Shakti, the primordial mother card. Great Mother is with you through this entire process. We all deal with these energies very differently. With the moon in your 10th house, you are being rewarded, though, and that might be difficult for you to see. So the Twister Dream card, Adi Shakti, in the waning gibbous moon position, second chakra, is that you are pursuing your desires. It just is a little frustrating maybe at this time because they're not being fulfilled. And that's okay. Your path has been diverted, just as it was for Dorothy when the Twister dream occurred. She was on her way back home after deciding to run away, wasn't she? And she was returning home, but Great Mother said, it's not time for you to come home. It's time for you to initiate your journey. And so we're going to keep you on that journey. It's not time to go back to the farm yet. And so the outcome for you is that perhaps this Mother's Day might be a little different than it has been in the past. Maybe a path will be diverted, but don't be frustrated with that. That's going to manifest in its own way. You have fourth house energy with the sun being reflected directly towards the mother house. And so there may be something that occurs that is unexpected, a little shocking. We have Uranus moving into Taurus, your second house. And so your values are really going to come to the fore, what you really stand for, what you really believe. There could be some blow up like the twister. Okay, but primordial mother energy is supporting your true desires being fulfilled at this time. It's time for that to happen for you in your life. Your wishes are being fulfilled, Capricorn, Aquarius, Moon people. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking. I know this is very kind of dense, emotional information to filter through, but it is very useful to have Great Mother come through to support you in what is typically a directionless process without the clarity, balance, and confirmation she offers. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking, but above all and most of all, remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too.
I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole.
For more information about Mama Drama Trauma, visit mamadramatrauma.info.